Hi, this is Kylie again with tutorial video number 2, which is all about creating your portfolio. We're finally getting to the fun stuff. The learning objectives for tutorial number 2 is to explore and or fill all of the areas of your portfolio, create 2 items, and learn to organize them. So let's start by going to our portfolio. You can get there through any of these links. You can click this little icon here. You can click the picture, or you can click on your portfolio. This is my favorite, so that's what we're doing. Now, you can see here that my portfolio is currently empty, and we're going to fix that right now, starting with the bio block. This is our bio block here. And this is basically your first this is how you're introducing yourself to the site. When people discover you on writing.com, they will go to your portfolio, and this is the first thing that they'll see. So let me grab some text here. So this is the text that will replace the text here. And I'm going to change my picture. You just click on it, and you can either use a stock cover or you can upload an image. This is much like any other, find your image, upload it. So I'm going to go ahead and do a stock cover. And these are pretty convenient. When you find one that you like, you just click on it, and it loads the number for you. So then you hit done, and oh, there we go. I have an image now. And for everything that you do on writing.com, you will get a completion message if you've saved it. Always look for that message. So I'm going to store the cover update, update complete, submit my bio block update, and it's complete. So I'm done editing this, so I'll just close that out. And this is what my portfolio looks like now. I have a picture and I have a bio block. Yay. So we might as well go through some of the other tabs up here. Biography is basically a more in-depth version of your bio block. It's so that people can get to know you a bit better. Again, click on the little gear icon to edit. And you have all of these options, and you can fill them in. You could not fill them in. It's up to you. I think that that's about all I'm going to write here. But as you can see, there are a lot of options for you to fill in. And so submit. You can also add an image here. You can add images. Anywhere that you see this image, you can just click on it and add an image. I'm not going to do that, but you are welcome to. So we will submit the biography. And there it is. These are the only boxes that I filled out, so those are the ones that are shown. You'll also see here recommended items, and you can fill that in with any items that you want, yours or favorite groups, whatever you'd like. So I will throw a link in there real quick. And press enter. and it's saved. So just to make sure that everything is the way I want it to be, I'll just reload the page and see, there we go. Here's my recommended item and the information is all filled out. Your reviews tab is similar. This is what you like to read and review on writing.com. Again, you click the little gear icon. And you can choose to make this tab public or private. Personally, I make mine public so that everybody can see what I like to review, my favorite genres to review, and so forth. So I'll put one thing in here just to make sure that when I save it, there's something to save. Again, you can add an image if you want to and fill in any of the information that you'd like, and always hit submit. And here we go. Favorite genres, free verse poetry. And that's all the information I filled out. Your public reviews are also listed on this page. You can see all of the reviews you've given. You can see all of the reviews that you've received, and ratings as well as any reviews that you've requested. So this is a really useful tab in your portfolio. Notebook we will discuss in the next video, but we can give it a look. Anything that you write in your notebook will go to the news feed of anyone who has you in their favorites list. And it will save all of your messages that you post in your notebook right in this page right here. So there's also the community tab, which there's nothing to update and nothing to change, but it kind of tracks what you do on writing.com. You can see here that ours is pretty much empty when you start. So let's take a look at one that has some stuff in it. Okay, so you can see how many public reviews I've given, how many total reviews I've given, merit badges, awardicons, forum posts. Community recognition is a number that signifies like essentially how much you've done on writing.com. Usually you get merit badges and awardicons for contests and activities. Your reviews, for every 100 reviews, you get 1 point. And if you want to know more information about any of these, you can just click on the little question marks and it will tell you how that particular part of the community recognition works. Yeah, and you can see all of the merit badges and all of the trophies that everyone has ever given you. And it will break down how many of each type of merit badge you've received. Clearly, I've received a lot of reviewing merit badges, just as a for instance. So that's what is in this tab. That's more just for your own personal information, really. The other most important tab, in my view, is your fan list. This keeps track of people and activities that you have become a fan of, and anyone who has added you to their fan list. We'll discuss the fan list a bit more in tutorial video number 4. So back to our portfolio. We have filled out our bio block, our biography tab, and our reviews. So I think it's time to create an item. And there are several ways to do that. There are similar links that go to the same type of places for lots of things on writing.com. Some people prefer to go to their portfolio and hit this create item link. Other people prefer to use this create item link here. Either way, it takes you to the same place. And for new members, this also takes you to the same place. So these are all of the item types available on writing.com, and these are the ones that are available to free memberships. I'm going to start out with static items because those are the most basic and versatile item type on the site, as you can see, for poetry, stories, articles, etc. So we're going to make 2 static items. Now, let's see. So this is where you get to the first really important thing. Suitable for everyone or not suitable for everyone. This applies to your title and your description. This is very much a suitable for everyone E rating. There's nothing questionable about this. But if you have any doubts at all, you can click that little question mark there. And it will take you to this description of what each rating means. For the intro, it just is, yes, it is for everyone, or no, it is not for everyone. When you go to rate your actual item, it gets a little bit more complicated, and we will talk about that too. So, I'm going to choose a cover, just like I did before. Done. And this is my little story that I wrote for the tutorial. It does have a beginning, a middle, and an ending, so it's a story. This next drop-down menu is where you choose what type of item this is. Again, find the one that best fits. For this, it's a short story. It's meant to be a short story. But this matters. People search for items to read using item type sometimes. So if they want to read a short story and you have your short story listed as other or bulletin, they're not going to find it that way. So again, this is where you content rate the entire item, the story itself. In this case, it is E for everyone because there's nothing questionable in there. But again, I really strongly recommend reading through what each rating contains. Yeah, it's good practice for you. It is an important part of the site. So this is where you decide who can see your item. You can make a draft and make it for your eyes only. You can make it so that everyone can see it. This includes Google searches. Or you can use registered users and higher. If you intend to publish your work, I recommend registered users and higher because that limits it to people who have accounts on writing.com. They're the only ones that can see the story. It won't appear in Google searches, and so therefore it hasn't actually been publicly published. Genres, these are very important as well. Be specific. If you use other, that's not going to be very helpful for people who are, again, searching for things to read. If I want to read a short story or a poem about animals and you have yours listed as other, then I'm not going to find it. So I really recommend going through and finding fitting genres, 2 or 3. Let's see. Nature, maybe. Sure. Moving on. Advanced. This is another part that I find to be very important. This basically says the type of feedback you want on your item. Unrestricted rating and reviewing means that anyone can rate it without a review. They can review it at their will, basically. Everyone can see your star ratings. It's just the most open of the options. Personally, I use rating requires review a lot of the time, so that they can't rate it unless they also leave some kind of feedback in addition to the rating. And it keeps all of the star ratings private to me alone, so nobody else can see the ratings. Yeah, I'll show you what that looks like. Yeah, see, so you can see here that like you don't have you can't see like the star ratings on like most of my work. That is purposeful. Yeah, so choose carefully which type you want. You can also just have them reviews only, no ratings at all. They can email you comments. That is entirely up to you. So now that we have everything filled out, we're going to save it. And note too that sometimes if you're missing information, it won't save it. It will say that you need to create a longer description or whatever it is. You need to do that before you can actually save the piece. If you close the window, it will not be saved. I recommend always pasting your writing into a word processing software first, so that if anything goes wrong, you didn't lose your story. So here's our story. And going back to our portfolio, you can see now that we have a black case instead of a gray case because we're now a registered author instead of a registered user, because we have an item in our portfolio. Yay! Okay, so now I'm going to create one more item, and I will do this quickly. This time a poem. Okay. And I'm not going to bother with a cover this time, and you can see what that looks like. Okay. Again, choosing the type that fits it best. This is also rated E for everyone. We'll make it public to registered users and higher only. And choose a couple genres. I'll go with nature again, because it does say something in there about that. Again, rating requires review is just my personal preference. You're welcome to choose whichever you'd like. Yay, and now we have a second item. And the reason that I've created 2 items is so that we can organize this portfolio. So there are a couple ways to get to it. You can use the drag drop organizer here, or you can get to it through the left menu as well. But if you just click the little gear, you can open that up. Before we do that, this is how you edit an item. So you see that there is no gear in this corner until I hover on it. It's kind of hidden. Just keep that in mind. So you click Edit Item. You can change anything you want. And then you just save it again. And we're done. I thought that was worth pointing out because that little gear is hidden. So anyway, back to organizing the portfolio. Click Drag Drop Organizer, and this is exactly what it sounds like. This is the contents of your portfolio, and so you just click on one and you drag it. And so that's all. That's all. And wherever I put it is where it's going to end up being. So in this case, my poem is above my short story. So now my story will be above the poem. And we'll just reload. And there it is. So now you know how to create your portfolio and fill in all of the areas within your portfolio. So that is the end of tutorial video number 2. Tutorial video number 3 is on account settings, and there are a lot of neat little tricks in there. So I do hope that I will be seeing you for video number 3. Thank you.